Welcome to Block's Corner.
I'm Lou Saputo.
I'm Tucker Carlson.
I'm Alex Papasavas.
And I'm Tommy Ehrenberg.
And you have tuned into a special rewind episode to celebrate the forthcoming decade. We're taking a look back at the hottest stories from the 1920s. Now, even though we're in a depression, we're still good. We're making thousands of dollars. But this is for you guys.
Roll it.
Good evening. A little more than a year ago, the 19th Amendment was passed by the Senate by 2 votes, 56 to 25, granting women the right to vote. After about a year, the states are finally ratifying the amendment, a truly historic part of the history of our nation.
The last vote rests in the hands of Tennessee. If they ratify the amendment, women will have the right to vote. And if not, things will revert back to the way they were.
Welcome back. My name is Tucker Carlson, and I'm in for Alex Papasavas, and we're joined here today by Louis Saputo.
Thanks for having me.
Congress recently passed an emergency quota on immigration solely based on nationality. These quotas limit 3% of the foreign-born immigrants.
Because of this, the total annual immigration is capped at 350,000. In addition, a United States Border Patrol has been created to help combat illegal immigration and smuggling.
This year, in 1920, 13.9 million residents of the nation's population are foreign-born, making a record high of 13% being immigrants of the U.S. population.
Welcome to Block's Corner, on the scene at a protest for prohibition, against prohibition. Look, there's a protester. Let's go ask him some questions. Sir, would you mind giving us a few minutes of your time?
I don't mind.
To answer some questions?
Surely.
Okay. Question 1. How do you feel about this whole prohibition thing?
I think prohibition is a terrible idea because, quite frankly, I believe the American people have the right to choose what they want to do with their lives.
Very true. I see you have a bottle of clear liquid. What is this clear liquid?
By answering this, I would be self-incriminating myself, but this is in fact liquor. I make it myself.
Cool. Yeah, can you just, edit that out? Okay, cool. So, when you can't make your own liquor and drink it, do you go to these so-called speakeasies?
Oh, I do attend them rundown bars, them speakeasies. Plenty of people do, and I think that creates a bad environment. I think alcohol should just be legal so that these rundown bars aren't taking over our towns.
Okay, so, obviously this is affecting many people. Who do you blame for this passage of the amendment?
I believe many groups, such as the Women's Christian Temperance Union, they shed bad light and they create false rumors, They kind of exaggerate the truth, and they say that all men beat their wives, but that's not correlation does not equal causation.
And so this amendment was passed in 1919. How has it affected your life, and do you think this has a connection to men beating their wives and other bad home life?
Well, me personally, I do not beat my wife. I believe that's wrong, but I understand that some men, they will drink and they will beat their wives. They'll take the aggression out, but I believe there's different circumstances with different people.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
And we'll see what we can do about this whole prohibition thing. Also, cut that out too. Probably shouldn't have said that. So that's all for this interview. We'll go back to the studio in a few minutes. Is it still going? Welcome back to Block's Corner. Tonight, I'm joined by Tommy Ehrenberg, following the tragic news, that Woodrow Wilson has passed away.
Many know Woodrow Wilson as the president who led us to victory during World War I and the man who created post-war peace, but now he has passed away after a stroke.
We have some real life footage of the stroke. Warning, this footage may be disturbing to some. Sure was to me. And viewer discretion is advised.
My fellow Americans, today I have a very important issue to discuss.
Woodrow Wilson passed away on February 3rd of this year, and 2 days later he was laid to rest in Washington at the National Cathedral, the first president laid to rest at the nation's capital. Thank you.
Good evening. Welcome to Block's Corner. I am Alex Papastopoulos. Today I am joined by Tucker Carlson. Now, as you may have heard, the monkey trial has started down in Tennessee. Tucker, what's your opinion on this?
Well, we all know that the monkey trials, or better known as the Scopes trials, well, at least I do, it's just strictly about a high school teacher from Tennessee teaching the evolution of mankind rather than being created by God. And now, I think that he has every right to do that. He's a teacher, he could push his agenda. You have schools that are very liberal, you have schools that are very conservative. Now, not necessarily that this is political, but he's pushing his agenda that science is right, and I believe that science...
Wait. So you mean to tell me that this man, if you can even call him a man, has a right to teach our children that they are not, in fact, children of God, that they are children of science?
Look, Alexander, we know where children come from, we know where babies come from, we're adults, but you cannot deny science. I believe science is the right way to go. I'm not denying the Bible, okay? And I believe that he's not teaching a theory that denies the story of divine creation of a man as taught in the Bible. I believe that he's just presenting an alternative.
But instead, he is teaching that man is descended from a lower order of animals.
But you have to understand that we are animals. We're primitive. We're just like animals.
So are you saying that we are on the same level as dogs and monkeys and chimpanzees?
Okay, well, my question to you is, what are we then? We are animals. We're so primitive.
Well, that's all for tonight on Block's Corner. Well, at least for the editorial, because we have more stories coming up after the break. Tucker, thank you for joining me, and we'll be back right after. Welcome back to Block's Corner. I'm Lou Saputo, and tonight I'm joined with Tommy Ehrenberg.
How's it going?
Nice to see you, Tommy.
Nice to see you.
Capone and his bodyguard were arrested for possessing deadly weapons. Before the investigation, Capone and his men were suspects in the St. Valentine's Day massacre in Chicago.
In the case of tax evasion, Al Capone appeared before a federal grand jury on March 12, 1929, following a court subpoena. He and his bodyguards have been sentenced to 1 year in prison and fined for the tax left unpaid, concluding the case of tax evasion for Al Capone.
Are you tired of walking?
Yeah!
Are you tired of running?
Yeah!
Are you tired of taking your bike to work?
Yeah!
Well, turn that frown upside down. Introducing the automobile.
Thanks, Ford!
Get rid of that old rusty box. License and registration is not included. Also, batteries and gasoline not included. We are not responsible for injury or even death of any user or pedestrian. This product contains flammable parts. We do not condone drag racing. Please do not drive while under the influence. Parental consent is advised.
Breaking news! We have just had a stock market crash for the ages. On Black Tuesday, or was it Thursday? It was Tuesday. It was both. Now, we are in the middle of a depression. A depression has begun. And we are still running, so we're good, and I've got new glasses, so.
I lost mine.
We're good, but the rest of the nation is not.
Stock prices began to fall and there was no turning back. People tried to buy more and the price kept falling. They couldn't do anything about it. Now, as of 1929, the labor force or the unemployment rate is at 3.14% and is expected to go up only from here as businesses begin to consolidate and lay off workers and stock prices continue to fall.
Hopefully, this depression will end soon, and our president will be able to get us out of this.
Stock prices began to fall, and there was no stopping. People tried to buy more, but the price kept falling. Businesses began to lay off workers as they began to consolidate to try to save money in an effort to save the stock market. With an approximately 3% unemployment rate now, it's only expected to go up in the following years as people become unemployed. The nation has begun to slip into a depression.
Hopefully, our president can pull us out of this depression, and hopefully, life will get back to normal.
These have been the top stories for the past few years.
From women's suffrage
To stock market crash.
to the Scopes trial,
To Alphonse Gabriel Capone,
it's been an incredible decade. It's been a roller coaster ride. We're at the bottom right now, but we're all good. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.